Welcome to Afternoon Live. I'm Hannah Olson. We have a great show for you today, starting with our first guest. You know him from countless movies and TV shows, and he is a tireless advocate for the environment. His new book is a memoir detailing his roller coaster life in Hollywood and revealing the battles he faced then and now. We welcome to Afternoon Live the author of To the Temple of Tranquility and Step on It, the one and only Ed Begley Jr. Great to see you, Ed. Thanks for stopping by today.
Hannah, thank you for having me on.
Tell me about the book, because your life story is pretty incredible. I would imagine you've had a few people say to you over the years, you got to write a book. So what led you to do it now?
People said that, but I never thought I had a book in me. I didn't think I wanted such a thing, but my daughter, who's now 24, she was 22 and said, I want to capture some of the stuff for me and my brother and sister and for your grandkids, just some stuff about your father and your grandparents coming over in a boat from Ireland. Just get, and as much as your life in Hollywood is my data plan and my battery life can go. And she started recording some stuff, and it was great. We got a few things down in about an hour. Then she was busy, and I decided I'll just write some stuff for her. I'll take some notes on my computer, and that's when it happened, Hannah.
And there was no ghostwriter at that point. It's all you.
None. It was all me. They had offered, a publisher had offered me a ghostwriter to write something up, but I decided I'd take notes for my daughter Hayden, and the keyboard of the computer became like a Ouija board that actually worked, you know. I was like thinking I'm writing about going up in the attic of my mind. It took me down the basement of my mind.
Sure.
It opened up all these boxes I hadn't opened in many, many decades, and it was just fantastic. It was a great discovery for me. I went, this is going to be great for the kids and grandkids.
Yeah.
And pretty soon I'd written a book, and people were saying, you should maybe finish this, and I did, and people seemed to like it.
It's incredible. You have so many stories, so many different aspects of your life that you've survived and thrived, and I think you're a pretty lucky guy with some of the things that you've survived, like maybe like in the 70s when you were up to no good a couple of times.
Yeah, luck is a big way that I survived, and also I have a tremendous amount of gratitude now. I mean, I didn't have a lot of gratitude when I was younger, but I was born on second base, and I won the lottery being born Ed Begley's son. To have the door open to go into this business, I had to walk through it, but the door was open for me by having someone with that name, that they're going to remember your name, A, and then B, they have something to talk about in a job interview. I work with your dad in the Philco Playhouse, and he's a great actor and a dear friend of mine. Top of page 8, Eddie, begin, go ahead, good luck.
There you go. That's
they
pretty
were rooting
special.
For me, you know?
Exactly. Tell me more about your dad. He's a complicated guy, but you have a lot of love and respect for him, and he really did pave the way for you in so many ways.
He made it look so easy. You know, he was a Tony Award-winning actor for Inherit the Wind with Paul Muni. He was an Academy Award-winning actor for Sweet Bird of Youth with Paul Newman and Geraldine Page. He was in 12 Angry Men, great actor and a great dad, but he made it look so easy. I had this attitude, Hannah, of wake me when I'm famous. You know? I want a series. Get me on Wagon Train, get me on Perry Mason, get me on Gunsmoke. Not just one episode. I want to be in all 13, you know, guaranteed. I just had all these visions in my head of what the business was about, and it wasn't about the work at first. I just wanted to be a movie star, whatever I thought that meant. And I finally started to train and do some work, and then I began to work as an actor.
And he had other careers as well, right? Before he was a full-time actor, he didn't really get his break until maybe his 40s or so?
His 40s. He was a factory worker that made it in his 40s. He worked at the wire mold plant in Hartford, Connecticut, where he was from. And I would go to the wire mold plant with him and see the different machines he worked on, stamping out parts and stuff. And is this what an actor does?
Yeah.
The way you hit it? And that's exactly what an actor does. I wound up doing it myself, making furniture and making other little knickknacks out of wood, because I learned woodworking. And you know, to support my family, that's exactly what an actor does. And Harrison Ford is a famous, wonderful carpenter, much better than me, and a better actor as well.
Tell me about your kind of family tree. It's quite complicated, which some people can relate to, but there were multiple surprises in your life as to your siblings and even your mother. When you were 15 years old, you got a big surprise heading to the DMV to pick up your driver's permit.
Right, to get that learner's permit to drive in California, you need to have your birth certificate, understandable, to verify how old you are. So my dad hands it to me, and he's driving the car. I'm in the back seat, and I go, Dad, why is there no mother's name on the birth certificate? Keeps driving.
Silence.
Amanda's not your mother. The woman I knew to be my mother, Amanda, was suddenly not my mother. Okay, who is my mother? Sandy's your mother.
Yeah.
There's Amanda right there with my dad. And you'll see Sandy, that's this woman that my sister and I loved.
Yeah.
We'd see her like Easter. She'd give us an Easter basket. Christmas time, she had a present. We'd meet her at not Union Station, at Grand Central Station, New York. We thought she lived there.
Sure.
Because we'd see her there so much. And, but it was great. I got to know her. I learned when I was, you know, 15 and a half, who my mother was, and I developed a wonderful relationship with her. I felt very lucky. But at the time, I first felt, before I felt lucky, I felt a lot of, you know, I just felt sorry for myself, and I used it as an excuse to be, you know, poor me.
Totally.
And that's not a good way to live.
That couldn't have been an easy mental leap to make, to get to, yeah, the woman that you thought was your mother wasn't, and she had already passed by that time too, so you couldn't even talk to her about it.
That's right. But, you know, it was the hardest thing to take was when we realized I would tell the neighbors, you know, this, it turns out Sandy's actually my mother. I don't know if you knew that. They went, oh, yeah, everybody knew that. Everybody,
you were the last
my sister
to know.
and I knew it.
Well, that's not uncommon either, right? That happens in a lot of families.
Yeah.
And
do
you
keep
have,
an eye sorry, go ahead.
no, you have 2 sisters and a brother.
Yes.
And you also got a surprise about your brother and his relation to you later in life as well.
Yeah, my brother turns out was not my brother. He was my cousin. He was my aunt's son. My father raised as his own. You need a flow chart for this. I know. I'll have some diagrams of being
I know some modern families, but I think yours is especially
complicated.
Definitely,
we're a modern family way ahead of our time, or behind in our times. But one day, Helene, who is my aunt, got drunk and told Tom, my brother at that time, or so I thought, that he was actually her son, and all hell broke loose. But
you guys kind of had a shared experience of discovering your parents weren't really who you thought they were as teenagers and young adults.
Yeah, I'm glad I finally figured it all out.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. I was so amazed at how you could keep a lie like that going. So, because I was so bad at lying to the nuns and lying to other people in my life. So I realized I needed something to help me you know, deal with stressful situations and to lie. And then I discovered it. First it was pills, then it was alcohol, and it was even the nitrous oxide and the Dariol, you know, from Ready Whip. You know, I would use anything to get high. So those are the 3 states that matter: solid, liquid, and gas. There you go. Maybe I was going to pass that chemistry exam after all.
So what led you to that point in your life when you decided enough is enough, I got to get sober, I got to figure this out? Tell me about that experience. And there was somebody really special that you mentioned in the book who said, you got to be done with this, man.
Yeah, my dear friend Bruno Kirby helped me a lot. A wonderful actress, Cindy Williams, who passed about a year ago. She was very helpful. But then there were people like this guy, Billy Boyle, who just over me. I kept coming in and out of recovery groups, and finally he said, oh, Christ, you're back again. You could smoke in the meetings back then. You're never going to get sober, you know that? I thought, what a terrible thing to say. Why would you say that? I said, you're still married to that Gretchen, aren't you? No, her name's Ingrid. Yeah, I'm married. You got a kid? I got 2 kids now, Billy. You're working? Yeah, I'm over at Battlestar Galactica. You got a nice place? Yeah, I said, I got a little apartment in Hancock Park. He said, oh, you got no hope. You're done.
Yeah.
I said, why would you say that? It sounds good to me, that list. He said, no, you haven't lost anything. Here's the way it's going to work now. He puts a cigarette out and says, next time you're going to call me before you drink, I'm going to come kick your butt.
There you go.
And he was like 5'4" and, you know, 135 pounds, and I'm 6'4", 200 pounds.
He said, okay.
But then I find myself at LAX at the bar there at 8 in the morning as I open it up. And I order a Bloody Mary because I need it. I'm stressed out about going to work on the In-Laws with Peter Falk and Alan Arkin.
Incredible.
So I order a Bloody Mary, and I'm about to drink it. I remember, oh, Christ, Billy Boyle. I told him I'd call him before I drank. Okay, I dialed the number, pay phones. There's no cell phones back then.
Yeah.
Billy, hi, it said, who the hell is this? Ed Begley, I'm sorry, but you told me to call you before I drink. You sound like you're at the airport. I said, yeah, I am. Where are you going? I said, I'm going to Cuernavaca. He seems like casual about it. I said, and I don't know if you can hear. Bartender, did I just order a drink? Yeah, you're going to come drink it? Yeah, I'm going to drink right now. I said, okay, I hear the weather's nice that time of year. Call me when you get. Billy, I'm not only going to drink at the bar. This guy's crazy. I got a first-class ticket here. I'm going to drink on the plane the whole way. I'll probably have 6 free drinks. Yeah. No, you'll call me when you get there. You're not going to drink. I am going to drink. You're not going to drink. I said, Billy, why am I not going to drink? And he said, because you called me.
You picked up the phone.
And I knew it was true. He said, if you wanted to drink, you would have had the drink and not called me. If you didn't want to drink, you wouldn't have come to that first meeting years ago. You don't want to drink. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. So call me when you get to Cuernavaca. Bye. And he hung up on me. And I didn't take that drink.
And you didn't. And you got on the plane, and you filmed the movie.
I didn't drink on the plane, and here I am sober to this day.
Incredible. That's incredible, Ed.
Great
Congratulations.
I drink a glass of water to Billy Boyle.
Incredible, yeah. Tell me about, I guess, prior to those days, the Troubadour in the 70s, just being in that room was so special. You met incredible people. You were a spectator. You were a patron. You got to be on stage there as well. That's amazing.
I was an opening act. I opened for Don McLean, Neil Sedaka, Canned Heat, Dave Mason, wonderful 70s artists. Then you could go there. When I was not an opening act, you'd go there and see the Eagles. You would see Joni Mitchell, you'd see Elton John, you'd see Bette Midler,
I mean,
James Taylor, Richard Pryor, great comics. Albert Brooks would be there on stage.
any night of the week.
Yeah, and it was a $2 cover charge, believe it or not. A 2-drink minimum. The drinks were like $1.50 maybe at most, maybe $1.25. So for $10, you would see a show from here to that furthest camera away.
Yeah.
That's the worst seat in the house. There were no bad seats in the house. For small money, you'd see these great acts. So I wanted to be an opening act there, and I got to realize that dream. I got to work at the Ice House and many other clubs. The Bottom Line, Max's Kansas City. These are New York places that I worked at. And it was great training as an actor to do comedy around the country and see what people really actually laugh at, because it's very real and immediate. There's no Nielsen rating system needed. You know, they either laugh or they don't.
The book again is To the Temple of Tranquility and Step on It. We'll have more information on our website at k8tu.com. We'll be back with more Ed and more Afternoon Live right after this. Don't go away. Welcome back to Afternoon Live. We are back with actor, activist, and the author of To the Temple of Tranquility and Step on It, Ed Begley Jr. Tell me about your beautiful wife, Rochelle, how you guys met and how you've become such a great duo together. You guys have partnered on quite a few projects.
Yeah. Maurice LaMarche, my dear friend, a voice actor of some great repute, dear friend of mine, a dear friend of Howie Mandel's. Howie introduced me to him years ago, and he introduced me to Rochelle. So thank you, Maurice.
But you resisted falling in love with her for a while. You guys were pretty on and off, right?
Yeah, we had some stormy times. The movie that best sums up our relationship is Enemies, a love story.
Yeah,
We've
sounds
had
about
a lot
right.
of laughs, though, but we find it amusing. We're like a couple of vipers. It's like, you know, George and Martha, you know, from the, what is that famous, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Yes,
That great Albee play. You know, and we're like that. We get vicious at a friend's house for dinner. We're headed back to the car. Hey, that was fun, we say. We get home to a message from the host. Are you guys okay? Now we're fighting. Geez, what's wrong with you guys? Are you guys crazy or what? Call me, says the woman. You know, please, are you okay, Rochelle? I want to make sure there's no real problem here. Call me. Make sure you let me know you're okay. For us, it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
But for other people, I think it's just
a special
tedious.
dynamic, yeah. And you guys did this really cool reality show a few years ago about living green, living with you. Tell me about that project and what it was like to do that with her.
Well, I thought it was a real picnic living with me. I was kind of shocked that everybody saying, no, it's difficult for this poor woman. Why would they say things like that? It's nothing like that. It's a joy and a pleasure, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. We have a lot of laughs. But I want to say, full disclosure, okay, I'm totally insane. We all know that. But her, when we were dating, it's like, yes, honey, I made a tofu loaf, and we're going to take the bus to the environmental rally. The minute the ring went on the finger, da, 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 I want a steak and a limo ride. Don't bother waiting up. The girls and I are going to Chippendales.
Oh my goodness. Okay, and you are famous for, in your environmental activism, getting around in earth-friendly ways. Tell me about.
Let me show. I brought a
there you
visual
go.
aid. I, of course, got my
TriMet
senior pass the whole
ticket
time I'm here.
for the day.
The beautiful TriMet. Great way to get around. I know everybody. They don't need to be goaded or prodded into using it. Everybody uses it here.
Gets the job
more
done.
people doing it in LA. My daughter, Hayden, who's been here with me on the show once or twice, she is working at the Met, at the Metropolitan Transit Authority in LA now. She's going to help make it better. It's getting better without her, but it's going to get even better with her. What she did was, a week before the Oscars, she started taking transit, and only transit, no electric car, nothing, for a full week. She's ridden it her whole life, but she took only, you know, the transit, public transit, the whole week. And then culminating in the Oscar night, we went together, you know, on the subway to the Oscars. And it was great for transit in LA. A lot of people responded positively.
I saw that TikTok.
Oh,
it was incredible. It documented your whole journey. And did you have to buy, she had to buy flip-flops or something? Because it was hard.
I left
It was a little tough on her feet.
under the seat. She entrusted them to Dad like a fool, and I left them there. But the point is, so many people abandoned transit with COVID because they're afraid of COVID, understandable. But then when things were starting to get relaxed, people were not getting back on transit because a lot of unhoused people were now suddenly camped out in the stations, and there was drug use and other problems, violence going on. So we got to get people back, the people who really need it. We can take an electric car if we want. We're fine with the people that are transit dependent that need it. We got to fix it for them. So she's helping me and helping wonderful Stephanie Wiggins from the Transit Board fix it. They're doing a great job. It's getting better every day in LA. Yeah,
she's carrying the torch for you for sure. You've also famously biked to the Oscars before.
I have, more than once.
How do you do that, and what's your wife's reaction to that undertaking?
She says, "You go ahead. I'm not riding on the handlebars, and we're not taking a tandem, buddy.
No basket?
I'm going to go in your friend's electric car because they're going there anyway, so there's no extra fuel." So she gets in the electric car, then meets me there, and I'm schwitzing like a chazer. I'm there, sweating like a pig, and I come up with a thing. We're okay to do the red carpet, right? Honey? No, give me a few minutes. I need a brief makeover here with my husband. Did you bring a change of shirt? No, I probably should have, honey. Here, let's burn this.
But you have, in all of these incredible ideas that you've had, you've inspired some other people, especially Hollywood people, to get involved in activism. Leonardo DiCaprio credits you as getting him going on hits. He's a huge name in environmental activism, and you had a part in that.
I'd like to think I had a small part. His mother is just wonderful. His mother has been active on the environment for years. She's German, of German heritage, so she's just wonderful. And you know, he's been a great activist. If I could ever accomplish what he's done environmentally with his message and his voice, he has such a great platform. Ermelin is his mother, his wonderful German mother, and she's a dedicated environmentalist. I did show them the first electric car. That's about all I did. But they were going to do it without me. They don't need me to do great things.
That's pretty
11th
cool.
Hour and all those wonderful things he did. This kid is great. He's doing great things for the environment. I'm very proud of him.
We don't have much time left. Tell me about your connection to Portland, because you have family here in town now that you come see quite often.
My wonderful son went to Reed here years ago and fell in love with it. He came back to LA for a while, then returned here with his family, and he's been here for years now, and I love coming up here. His wonderful wife Jess and they got 3 wonderful kids. They got Ari, the youngest, he's 2, and Ellison and River. I got 3 wonderful grandkids. I've decided to stop saying I have 3 great grandkids, because that could mean something else to somebody.
Yeah, no, not the same
I'm
thing.
old, but I'm not
in your
that
family
old.
tree, Ed, you never know.
You
that
never
could
know.
get
You
mixed
better
up
look
pretty
at
quickly.
23 and me and see if I'm lying.
And tell me about Bunny, your new dog.
Here's a gift.
Oh my goodness.
On my birthday a year ago, my daughter Hayden, who's 24 now, she was 23 and she went, "Dad, I'm sorry to do this on your birthday, but my car got impounded, my car got towed. They're pouring concrete or something, and I didn't see the sign." "Honey, it's okay. It's more time with you on my birthday. I couldn't be happier. It's a great gift. I'll pick you up." We go there. Then we on the way to the impound lot, and I say, "Hayden, let me come in and pay for it, because I know it's going to be like $400 with the impound fee and the tow." She says, "No, I did this for your birthday. I'm paying it. You're not going to pay anything." Then she calls me about a minute later. I'm driving away from dropping her. I said, "I'm turning around to come back. Your credit card wouldn't handle the fee." I said, No. Credit card's fine. It's paid. But I found a little dog here, a little black terrier.
Yeah.
Can I bring it home and clean it up? I said, "Yeah, I'm going out, but you clean it up." And she's going to put it on the internet to see if the owner can find it.
Yeah.
The owner never found it, but what happened when I returned to the house, the dog saw me and I saw the dog. It
That's
fell in
your
love
dog.
And I fell in love.
Yes.
It's my dog now. She just came to my arms.
Oh,
Hayden
my
had just saved the
goodness.
dog from the gallows. It just saved her life, and she loves Hayden.
Yes.
But she came to me, and something about the way I look or smell or something, she decided I was Dad, and she hasn't left my side much since. That's a gift for you.
Ed, it has been so great talking with you. The book again is To the Temple of Tranquility and Step on It. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. Thanks so much, Ed. It was great to have you here today.
Anna, thank you.
We'll see you soon. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this. Don't go away.